But this is
all right. Welcome to We Are Something Else, episode 95. Big things popping. What's good, fellas? Another week, 95. Closer and closer to that, was that century mark? What's good with everybody? CB, how are you?
I'm good, bro. As we've talked about a few times leading up to tonight, but NFL draft season is one of my favorite seasons to go along with spring and summer. So this is an exciting night. It's already been some craziness going on in the NFL draft. So I'm excited to chop it up with the boys and see what keeps going on in the draft going on tonight.
Right. E, what's good with you, bro?
All in all, good week. Back to the strenuous, the crazy workouts here. Going back on Friday, took a little break to let the body, just rest up, and then going to get back at it. Other than that, I echo what CB said as far as the NFL and the drafts, kind of crazy. That's what we're here for. So let's get.
Right. Yeah, man. I got my second shot today, so I'm officially I'm officially vaccinated. I guess that's what I want to say. Nothing's going to change. I mean, I'm not ready to hop back out here and act like we weren't just in a pandemic for the past year. But it just knows that that's one process out the way. Because it's a waiting game. It was a waiting game getting there. Then it was a waiting game after you get the first shot. You got to wait 2 weeks. And now here we are. So, I mean, so far so good. So good. I feel good. A little soreness in the arm, but that was to be expected. But nothing major has happened yet. And I also want to shout out to one of our boys that was on the show a couple weeks ago, from Crooked Crab. One of our faithful listeners, Mars, went out there the other day, and I guess he had his own happy hour at like 2:00 in the afternoon, and he brought a brother back a little sample just so I can get the see what it's all about since we haven't made it out there quite yet. But so far so good.
Which one did he get you?
So I think this is racial profiling again. It's the mango, pineapple, mango, and coconut walked into a bar. So I think there may be a little dig at you, and then that might be a kind of a dig at me being Hawaiian, Pacific Islander. What was this? Oh, CB. Exactly. There's Mars right there. What's up, Mars?
Your pops is off to a
Daniel,
hot start.
Daniel, what's up, man? Thank you for chiming in.
Phil, did you have any side effects after the first shot?
Nah, just my arm was sore, and that was it. And I told you what I did was I went and did shoulders that day, just to try to help, loosen up some of the tightness. But it was, it's fine on my end. So where are we at? Where are we at? Are you guys on the list? Are you trying to get it done?
Yeah, on the list. So we'll see. But at some point, I want to be able to see my niece without having to wear a mask. So
Absolutely. All right, fellas, let's wrap. So I don't know if you guys have seen this floating around social media. I see E nodding his head. CB, you know who that guy is? Have you seen him on social media?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, that guy is former officer William Moore, right? And by this picture, does something seem a little off with him? Does something seem going on that he's going through something at this point?
He was in somebody's face.
Right. Okay. Well, he's drunk, and he racially profiled a black kid or a guy at a restaurant. He came into the restaurant, got in his face, saying, "We got a call about you." And mind you, this guy can barely stand on his 2 feet. And he's just swaying back and forth. So we got a call about him. He's harassing the guy. We got a call about you. I know it's you, kind of thing. Where's your ID? And the guy's like, "What did I do? Why are you here? We got a call about you." So it goes on for about 2 or 3 minutes. Then he goes outside, and then there's another officer. Now, obviously, at this point, the other officer can probably tell that this guy is drunk out of his mind. But it's that code. But he's not going to say anything. At least he didn't say anything on camera. But it's just a disgrace. And again, like, imagine that kind of, that story could have gone another way. He's already drunk. He's already, doing the profiling, and we could have had another, possible shooting or kind of thing on our hands, and we'll be telling a different story. So let's talk about some accountability here. Like, on duty. So, E, go ahead. I saw you shaking your head, so you obviously know about this.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I mean, it's disheartening to know that, again, sitting in the restaurant, if you're profiled or not, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that you're there to do what? You know what I mean? Sit down and have a meal, right? In the event that you're just trying to enjoy your time. The one thing it's like, well, let me see your ID, and the first thing is, if I'm sitting down, why do you need my ID, right? It's either I'm being a nuisance, I'm doing something, and they've asked me to leave, and then I'll get up and leave. If I've not committed a crime, why is it that, here we are at this moment? You kind of have to dig the layers off of this, right? Everything is like an onion now when it comes to, the interaction between police and us, right? And just how they interact with people. Like, I say us as people, the ones who it's just that bad, right? What really killed me was when he was reading back the dude's license number, he was getting wrong, and he's sitting there right in front of him. He was like, and the dude was like, "No, that's not a 3." Like, I was just like, oh my God. Like, how does the dispatcher not know that this guy is clearly, there's something wrong with him, right?
Right. That part too, the interaction on the walkie-talkie.
Like, you can tell. I mean, hell, my niece and nephew could have done a better job with another license that they or just would have read the whole thing off, and there would have been no issues, right? But again, like you said, the accountability of how far this could have gone, how this could have gone left, had it been nighttime, had he felt a little bit more threatened, the fact that there was people around, the fact that he did call another officer there, and he was looking for that safe, he was looking for that, hey, yeah, and then the last part, when he hit him when the dispatch called him back and was like, no warrants, what was the first thing he did after that? Everything. Run everything.
Run everything.
Damn. So at this point, whatever was happening at this establishment is no longer the case while you're here. Now you're trying to search for whatever has happened past, so you can then use that for a right now situation. It sucks, bro. Like, it really does, man.
It's so bad that you couldn't help but to laugh at the situation. because I think that's where we are at this point, and it's sad that we're laughing at something like that because again, we know how left it could have gone, perhaps. Go ahead, CB. My bad.
No, I mean, it's kind of wild because this is the first time I'm hearing about this, right? And so, just from the outset, I know that alcohol in many situations brings out, it's like truth serum almost. Like it brings out your real self because you don't have the same thought process to keep you from doing something maybe irrational, but how you really feel. So it's an immediate signal to me that obviously this officer feels a certain way already. And, you know, because once he gets liquored up and, you know, it's like, oh, well, it's time to go. And it like so many things just don't make sense with the approach. Like if someone is being a nuisance at a dining establishment, normally the cops aren't the first stop. You know what I mean? Like normally someone from management will come out and say, we'd like you guys to leave or something like that. And that doesn't sound at all like what was going on in this situation. So I think that we can laugh about it because we've seen the worst possible outcome so many times. And it's almost like it's actually a relief, you know, that we got this outcome instead. But we're laughing about it because this is almost like the exception. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's disheartening and it's embarrassing. Like, come on, bro, are you serious? But you know, this is what we've been talking about this for forever at this point. You know, we know where the state of the world is. We know that we still have a long way to go.
Right. We didn't we kind of talked about it last week, but we didn't kind of dive in. But we lost Black Rob too. Literally right after X. The video, I think we talked about it, the social media video went up with Rob, and he was in a hospital bed somewhere, not looking good. You could tell he was, you know, just he was in need of oxygen. He wasn't necessarily breathing well. And then just a few days later, you know, he passed. And everything, and they tell you everything happens in threes. So always look out for those, you know, those threes. But it's just, you know, it's sad. Like we're losing a lot of legends. I mean, his biggest hit was Whoa, right? But he did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Wrote for Bad Boy a lot. I mean, a lot of your favorite Puff Daddy verses you may have been, you know, kind of influenced by Rob. And I don't, you know, Diddy is one of those people with his artists where he just kind of uses them up, and then when he can't get no more out of you, you know, it's like it seems like the relationship is dead. Go ahead, EOC.
I mean, it's like you're saying, it's tough because it's just back to back, you know. So it's been just, you know, a lot of listening to music and just thinking, because it's wild to think, bro. Like a lot of this stuff was like what, the early 90s, late 80s.
Like Rob goes all the way back to No Way Out. I mean, it just so happens that Whoa blew up for him like what, late 90s, early 2000, right?
Mm-hmm. Like, and dude, so we're in literally the beginning of the 2020s, and it's like these artists that were either, whether, you know, being in the front like X or more kind of behind the scenes like Black Rob, like, dude, it like it still feels too soon to be having these guys go away, you know?
Right. So it feels like my bad, part of your that piece of you is steady, is dying with it. My bad. Right. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, Whoa, the Bears just picked Fields. What? The most appropriate word for right now with that.
Who did the boys pick?
They traded with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the Eagles took the Heisman winner, Devontae Smith.
But so let here's even the other side of this that we should dive into, right? And it's a generation because they're older than us, like a lot older than us.
Yeah.
The generation then was not into the healthier way of staying around, like the 50s that came in that was all about the bike. Now again, LL, if you think about it, he was always with the no shirt off, in the gym, any given Sunday, you know what I'm saying, moment. So if you look at that though, right, that preserves, a person, right? And you talk about their lifestyle of being on the road. What's that? Elijah was on here and he talked about being on the road, being in different places and having to keep that gym regimen in. You look at it, we've heard artists talk about since they started working out, they have, better performances based upon like they have better, they can take air longer as far as like as they're doing their sets. If you look at it, these older cats just kind of whatever, that ailing bodies, the whole night, X, unfortunately, he dealt with his drug issues that deteriorates the body. You know what I mean? You got Styles P and Kiss and all of them. We're talking about the juicing and stuff like that. These are the ones that's going to be kind of around later on that we want to see that they're following, that it's the new trend to follow, to be around longer. You know what I mean? And not put yourself in that position of bad health that's going to, take some years away from you. Because again, it don't matter. Now, there's certain health elements that just at the end of the day, it's going to take you out regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing you can do about it. But
Right.
while you're in the position to keep your body into a better stage to like get to that point, and it's crazy to think that, a certain mindset is when I get to an age, I don't have to work out no more. Like I don't have it in me. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to work out. Like I'm healthy. You know what I mean? But it's like it's keeping everything that's in your body kind of going, so it keeps that health and be able to fight off, stuff that we talk about, which is, it's sad because you realize you want those guys to be around to witness their legacy of what they did in the game, right?
Yep.
Because we also knew, like, yes, X got his, drink champs and all of that good stuff in the verses, but can you imagine, you know what I'm saying, all of the stuff that takes place outside of that was gonna come. Like, here's the thing. Think about this. Think about X and Bobby Shmurda like really putting it down. Think about that. Now he may be on the track like the whole, but think about those two energies in New York and what that could do to the climate of hip hop. You know what I mean? So it goes beyond just what they were here for and what they've done, but think about what they can do going forward.
Right. Yeah, I think. Go ahead, City.
Comment from Pop, so I gotta see it.
Go back. Is it on UCB or you can go?
No, you're good.
All right. I think that again, and Swiss said it at X's funeral was like, no one checked on X. Like everybody that's here showing love now, how many of y'all showed up for him when he needed y'all? Even if he didn't need y'all, how many of y'all showed up? And I think, support systems are important. We know that. So some of us are blessed to have a huge support system, whether it's family, friends, and some of us don't. And those are the people like we have to check on. Even if we do have big support systems, sometimes we get lost in the shuffle. We got to check in on each other. And with the Diddy thing, it just seemed, and that might not be the case because we don't know everything, but it just seems that way. It just seems that, Rob said he got locked up and Diddy didn't call him once. He knew where he was. He knew his name. He didn't come visit him. He didn't put nothing on his books. He didn't do anything. And, he thought that was his friend. Like we spent hours together on the road. We spent hours together in the studio. I wrote hits for you. And, you didn't show up for me. And that's what they say. I mean, that's been kind of the track record with Diddy. All right. While we here on the draft, I figure we cover this. It's just kind of breaking news out of the pocket right now. Your boy Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. Kind of saw it coming. but who's going to let the MVP of the league just walk out of their team, out of their, just walk out? And I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna cut you off because we got to do something real quick. My bad, CB.
No, you're good.
Grant, welcome to the show, Grant.
What's up, Calais?
Oh my God, it's Grant Thompson from the DC Shop High. We had you on last week.
What's up, E? How you guys doing?
Man, we're great. We're great, Grant. We're great. Just talking about Aaron Rodgers and everything. We're getting ready to dive into Aaron Rodgers, but I saw that you were chiming in, and obviously you probably got something important to say. So Grant, let us hear it. What do we have going on?
So after you and I discussed the possibility of a collab, I figured that we might as well make it a true collaboration. And I wanted to announce that everybody that comes on and orders a pizza as a result of the show is going to get a 10% code that they can use on their pizza purchase.
So let's make this official. Grant is talking that We Are Something, the official pizza now of the We Are Something Else podcast is the DC Shop Pie. We are excited about this, Grant. Obviously, it was one of our best shows that we had last week. And look, again, the opportunity was there for us to do something, and we're going to do it. So Grant just said, look, we have a discount code now. So when you order a pizza and you put in our discount code, all the details are coming soon. Once you put this discount code in, you're going to get 10% off of this delicious pie. Hold on, I still got it up from last week. Now look at this right here. It's just right. I just like staring at this. But it's up there. So yes, the official pizza of the We Are Something Else podcast is the DC Shop Pie. Black-owned business, Black business series. We're just excited. And
it's an honor to be connected to you brothers, man.
And now look, the pleasure is, I'm going to speak pleasure is ours.
I had a ball on the show last week, and I'm kind of mad because after the show, I thought of maybe about 10 pairs of sneakers that I could have bought. I got some Adidas MMD joints, or NMDs or whatever they call them, man. The Gordon joints. I got those. I got some Air Force Ones. I had so many thoughts of sneakers I could have put on there. But I'm excited about what you guys do, man. I love it, and I'm honored to be a part of this show, man. I really am. I'm honored to be a part of this collaboration, man.
Nah, man, it's gonna be great. Details coming soon, everybody. We got a lot going on behind the scenes, but it's official. Like, this is our first official partnership that we actually reached out to see if we can make this happen, and it happened. So look, when you put it in God's hands, it's there. That's all.
He gave us deep dish. Like, are you serious? Let's go. No one drops exclusives on the podcast like Grant Thompson.
Wow.
He just dropped. Yeah, he dropped. Man, yeah, it's amazing. Wow. So we appreciate you, Grant, and so details coming soon, everybody. But yeah, DC Shop Pie. If even before you get the discount code, order some pizza, and just think about what you're going to get 10% less when you use our discount code. So check out Grant DC Shop at DC Shop Pie on Facebook, Instagram. I've seen you there. And then the link is in the Instagram link.
Yep.
Absolutely. It's great, man. Grant, well, we will be in touch with you.
Man, you guys are something else.
We appreciate you, and we will talk to you soon, man.
Love you guys. Y'all.
All right, love you, man. Peace.
No one drops exclusives like Grant Thompson.
Grant to drop like the needle within a bunch in a couple weeks. Let's just put that up there again.
Yeah.
Man, the official pizza of the We Are Something Else podcast is the DC Shop Pie. And I haven't had 3 whole ones to myself, but I've at least tried these 3 right here. Me and CB split one.
Yeah.
John had the salmon.
Listen, don't justify that on here. Everybody already gave that you said that you split them because they was about to definitely get on you for if you killed 3 of them pizzas already since last week. That was just last week, bro. We had
Right, exactly. I didn't look. It's impossible to kill one whole pizza by yourself in one sitting. Now, over a couple of days, yes, but in one sitting, no. Now maybe what they got coming down the pipeline soon. He kind of dropped last week, but it's going to happen in a couple of weeks now.
Mhm.
But those may be able to be crushed in one sitting. We'll see.
Hey, look, we definitely need to get those. I know, Pops was in talks with him in the whole 9, but if we can get him to fire some of those up prior to, and then we get the pictures, the professional pictures of those, and drop those on here.
Yeah, I mean, he's like a movie star. Like literally, like people wouldn't believe Grant came into our lives last week.
Yeah, like, are you serious?
And all of a
It's like we've been
sudden,
friends forever.
and and then here we are with the partnership, big things moving forward. I mean, and Pops. I mean, look, if Pops didn't mention the pizza to me, if Pops wasn't impressed by the pizza, who knows if the word would ever got there? He was, and Pops been doing low carb a lot, and so if for him to come off the low carb to take the pizza and then call me and talk about it.
Look, they're saying the next Marshall John challenge. I mean,
bro, you think
we should have recorded that the last week's the session that I had with Marshall and John with the salmon and pesto there, and then the steak and cheese there. We should have recorded that because look, let me tell you, the salmon pesto was good. It's very flavorful. I had it later in the evening, but the steak and cheese was my go-to right then and there. Amazing.
Do you think they both can crush one by themselves?
John and Marshall?
Yeah.
Mars?
In under 30 minutes.
No, dog. No, that's not. You've seen pictures of it. You haven't seen it in person.
But that's okay. I feel like that should be the challenge. Like we try, and then we come back to them and see where they at. Like every maybe 5 minutes into the show to figure out.
There it is. That's it. Okay. Look, that's what we can do. Let's make it happen. We'll see how far who can get the furthest within the hour show. And then we got merch coming, right? So somebody's gonna get a T-shirt,
right,
or whatever. Okay, that's what we're gonna do.
We definitely got to send that T-shirt over to Grant as well.
Oh yeah, no, I already look. I'm gonna hand deliver his when I'm picking up another. I gotta have a reason to go over there, right? If delivering a shirt is good. I want him to have the shirt, but
while you're over there,
wait a minute. There's a challenge. There's a challenge. Pops put $100 down on who can eat it, who can finish the pie. That's
I need at least an hour.
No, that's. I mean, look. Again, we're not. This is a whole part of the show, so we're not getting sidetracked here. This is just excitement of things to come on the show.
Yep.
And we constantly behind the scenes. A lot of people, some people say it on the show, but behind the scenes, the praise that we get. But we also we give a lot of praise for people taking their time out to spend with us, but it's also reciprocated. And they always pass it back. And then again, the conversation we had with Grant off air last week just kind of sealed it. And I was like, this absolutely
this is the business we want to support.
Exactly, genuine.
Yep, that's it, man. Like you said, it's a blessing the way that it's a blessing the way that it happened. And if you think about it, just the energy from that show, you know what I mean, and it's one of those moments where somebody else recognizes the hard work that you put in, and it was recognized on both sides. And the Black Business Series, the whole thing just came together, and it's appropriate that we have that connection with Grant and his business. So I'm definitely been throwing everybody who I know on that coast until I receive mine frozen. I'll have all my family out here going and order ones.
Right. But look, at least 2 out of the 3 of us can vouch how good the pizza is. So, you got to take for the word for it. Like, I mean, it's just you on the West Coast, and you're telling us how good the cheesecakes were. I mean, we had to taste that for ourselves to kind of lock that in. Now we know. Shout out to Patty Cake Piper.
Matter of fact, we might need to holler at Patty Cake Piper and have her send one out to Grant.
No, look, whatever she sends, he's only getting half of it. That's the tip. That's the tip to deliver the pizza. I mean, to deliver the cake. I'm just joking. I'm joking. If you're watching Patty, I'm just joking. Pat Piper, I'm just joking. I'm joking. Where are we at right here? That was
is going to kill you.
Right.
Like I hope people, because we can see the comments before we post them on the board and everything. So for people that aren't, like, if they're not paying attention to the comment section, like E will be saying something very important and very educational, and I might be laughing because I'm reading the comment section, and I really hope people don't get the wrong impression.
Look, sometimes it happens. Like the night when he talked about the Chipotle, and Pop's comment popped up first. I was no good. I was no good when I saw that. So that's kind of the downside of seeing a lot of this stuff before it happens. But what were we talking? We're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron wants out of Green Bay. He doesn't want to be a cheesehead anymore. Speaking of cheese, look, the DC Shop Eye has amazing cheese on the Chicago deep dish pizza, right? And now we are partnering with the DC Shop Eye. They are the official pizza We Are Something Else podcast. Okay, Aaron Rodgers wants out. He seemed frustrated. Who doesn't get their star MVP quarterback the help that he wants? That kind of seems like the writing on the wall. I'll let you guys pick it up.
Let me get at this one first, CB. Because I know you're gonna bring it home at the end of the day. But here's what we also have to remember though. This is a move that Green Bay's done before with Brett Favre bringing in Aaron Rodgers. But let's just be honest. Like if you're, and I was making this comment to Pops about this. They have the opportunity to not be in the position that another organization from another sports entertainment, it's indicative of the Denver Nuggets, right? With Melo, you have a star player. Clearly, there's nobody that's the MVP has never been traded. But if you know he's not going to play, he's going to sit on the bench. He's going to go somewhere next year. And he's going to bust that ass, right? And the problem with that is get something for him because you're not going to get nothing for him next year because you don't have his contract is up after this year. So, what are we talking about? And I think it's just to that point where everybody has said, we've seen this story before in Green Bay. So are we really surprised? So I'll let CB bring it home because I know exactly, his sentiment of how that whole thing played out.
Yeah, like it's kind of hilarious because we're talking about history repeating itself and all that. Andrew Brandt, who, if you're not familiar, like in the sports scene and everything, he worked for the Packers. He actually helped draft Aaron Rodgers. He was like in that front office at the time. And he gave like a 2-minute, like his opinion video on social media earlier today. And so he's someone that with ties to the organization, and this player specifically is someone who, I'm going to listen to what he feels. And he was talking about how he doesn't think that it's reasonable that a trade could happen anytime soon, but maybe next year. But the thing is that he felt that back in the day, there was a little bit of disrespect happening to Favre, and they're not giving Aaron his due right now when we're talking about one of the greatest quarterbacks in the modern era, reigning MVP. And, we talk about these athletes, and a lot of these guys, they got to where they are because of their belief in themselves. But then these guys also kind of have somewhat fragile egos at the same time. You know what I mean? Like Brett Favre didn't want, to be sharing the quarterback room with his to-be successor. And it doesn't, seem that Aaron wants to be doing the same thing either, because they got Jordan Love under contract for a while still. Like, so it also doesn't benefit the team to get rid of this guy right now. As someone who's a big fan of Devontae Adams, it doesn't help the team to get rid of Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? Like, and it also just doesn't, even at 37, it doesn't seem like there's actually a reasonable, realistic trade package that you can actually do, because there's not enough first-round picks available to give as compensation, because he's still got some years left where he's going to be slinging it.
I was going to, you brought that up. I had a hypothetical question to pose that probably would never happen, but it's two quarterbacks that are unhappy in their situation. Would you straight up trade Russ for Aaron Rodgers?
That's like such a good question, because that's the only thing that would make any kind of sense, but still I can't see that ever being pulled off.
I agree. I was, well, since we're on the topic, right? So you got to bring in something else into the fold, right? Atlanta's talking about packaging up, Julio Jones. Julio Jones in a Seattle with DK Metcalf on the other side now gives Russ two offensive weapons that he typically has never had, right? You got Tyler Lockett that's in the middle. So now he's got his offense that's clicking. Now, again, the defense is where it needs to be at, but that type of offense, now they're running almost kind of the new, we score more points than you at the end of the day, right? Like you're not going to handle that. I agree with Steve. I don't see Russ in Green Bay, although I like the offensive options. I think it's still the defensive lack thereof on the defensive side in Green Bay. However, Aaron Rodgers with a young DK Metcalf is bananas if you think about that. But then no running back and no defense. So I don't know if that's the trade that I would make.
Right. I mean, I think it's probably the only. I mean, again, we know it won't happen, but I think it's the only thing to consider if two star quarterbacks, Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, are unhappy in their situations and they're both MVP caliber quarterbacks. I mean, the only thing that would change that might change would be the weather elements. I mean, you'll have rain for cold, and depends. Who knows how they can hold up with that? But I mean, you still have weapons regardless on either side. But I don't know. And then you still got Deshaun lingering. I don't think anybody's going to take a real chance at Deshaun until they know how these cases are going to play out. So, I mean, there's a few moves out there to be made.
Now that, okay, so CB, I was hoping that you were going to catch this one before I did, but Russ was Wisconsin though.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. I mean,
I do think that it would, it could, in Madden, they might allow that to go through. You know what I mean? There have been real life trades that have happened that Madden wouldn't even accept. You know what I mean? So that might actually be something that would get accepted. But remember, his unhappiness has to do with the fact that they don't want him to throw the ball more. And you better believe Aaron Rodgers isn't going into a situation where he's going to be told that he can't throw the ball. So I just don't think that it's feasible. And it's, the NFL marketing machine getting all this stuff out here on draft day. Like, if this is something that's been simmering for a month, it just strategically is going to drop on the same day that the NFL draft is. Like, okay.
And it draws up, conversation. There's one extra game added to the NFL season now. So shout out to all the NFL heads out there that want one extra game. We'll see how it plays out. There's a lot going on. I mean, we still got to finish up the NBA to really get involved. I know NFL draft night is big because it's a 3-day process, right? Tonight, tomorrow, and then I think they do Saturday, and then Sunday is like the scrap round almost, right? Or
I think now they just basically do everything between now, because what is it? They got the 2 rounds tomorrow night.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
2 and 3 tomorrow, and then I think they do the rest of them on Saturday or whatever. But they've turned it into an even bigger spectacle.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, who knows where Deshaun's going to land? I mean, he had all of the teams that they thought they were going to make a move for him had made moves already to get a quarterback.
Well, they had to.
Yeah, because you don't know where these cases are how they're going to end. I mean, look at now. I mean, AB just resigned, but it took him, a year out of football almost, and kind of Tom Brady's the only one that believed in him and brought him back, and that's just what it is. So. What you got to say?
Even crazy that you brought that up. The fact that
did we lose him?
There we go. It's crazy the fact that a Super Bowl winning team literally re-signed every damn body that was the whole point of them actually getting to the Super Bowl. Like, when does that ever happen? That, again, to CB's point, that don't even happen in Madden. Madden, AB and McGraw would have got, like, one would have retired and the other one would have got drafted, like, to some god awful place just for a certain round pick, and you would have been like, who's this rookie from Kent State? You know what I'm saying? Like, that right. I got to play for it.
Can they run it back though?
You have to believe that they can. Like, the defense is still good. And
they still get everybody, right? It's just
Tom Brady, like, it's the LeBron effect, but in the NFL, because, like, dudes taking a little bit less. Like, these guys didn't need to necessarily, like, AB probably didn't have any other options, if we're being honest. But plenty of dudes sticking around. Plenty of dudes sticking around. Probably could have gone anywhere else. Football, it's a little bit different to have that be a direct comparison, but it's the closest thing that I can think of. People want to play with Tom Brady, man. Like, Adrian Peterson came out and said he wanted to play with Tom Brady. So,
All right, real quick before you say it, just go around. I think the only who would be the team to challenge them if, let's say, that if they are and don't you say it, Clay. Let's just be realistic. Don't you dare say your team, because
I'm being real. I wouldn't say that.
But no, low key, I think the Bills got better too, though, and they're problematic if they're getting better and how good they were that whole entire year.
Right. I mean, I still think the Chiefs have a lot to say. I mean, if they would have grabbed AB, it would have been interesting, but they don't need him. I mean, Sammy's gone. And I mean, look, the core of their players are still together, and I think they picked up one or two people, and I mean, they're built to be good for a while.
If they had an offensive line last year, the Super Bowl could have been different. That literally, like, their best linemen were all hurt, and they got eaten alive. They got eaten alive by a very good defensive line. You know what I mean? Like, even if they had their starters, it was going to be tough.
Yep.
But we saw Mahomes running around there like a chicken with his head cut off. You're not gonna. It's going to be very hard to win when you're just literally doing backyard stuff the entire time.
All right, and now this story. So I don't know if a lot of people know what's going on in India right now, but India, man, they are going through it. They were up to, where's my notes? They were up to 1 million cases every 3 days. And now, like, the official number is 18 million people, 18 million infected in India with COVID. And it's just it's sad. I mean, we know how many people we lost in the U.S., but, like, you're talking about, I mean, literally like a country. I mean, that's what the U.S. is, but, like, they are, I mean, struggling tough. And I don't know if we're going to render aid. Hopefully we'll render aid, but it's just, I mean, we just talked about me getting vaccinated, right? And I don't think they're anywhere near, they don't have the level of vaccines that we do. It's just sad. You guys been following that?
Yeah. Actually, the firm, we kind of watch what's going on globally, just on travel and things of that nature. One of the things that actually me and the boss came up with was what's happening over there. I think is what is the complexity of that. There's going to be another shot for everybody who feels like they're going to be done with either the one shot or the two shots. It's going to be another shot come fall time because you still got variants, mutating, doing the thing. And if they're getting taken out like that, then it's a matter of the different types of variants that were out there that was, hitting them hard that way. It's beyond crazy when you think about it. Like as many people like they're are getting put down from this thing that it's not over because like I said, I think we just recently had one of our European officers was like, they told us like don't even shut it back down again. You know what I mean? And it's the fact that you can go from I'm out on Friday and then Saturday I get an email saying don't come in the office like none next week because like the whole city is shut down. It's just wild because you think that there's a handle, but then there's not. You get guidelines, but then those guidelines don't seem to be working. And then you hear like you got crowds. The NFL draft is a bunch of people there. They're supposed to be 2-time vaccinated people, but damn sure if the news gets wind of somebody there that ends up with COVID, then it's like, well, what point is it of having a venue with people that are vaccinated? Somebody got it. Like
there's no way in the world everyone in that crowd has proven that they've been vaccinated. Come on now. Like the world is such in a rush to get back to normalcy, which, okay, we've been in this thing for a year. You would think by now there's smart ways of doing things, but then no one wants to do the smart way. People are tired. The COVID fatigue is kicking in and, restaurants now, Hogan is allowing restaurants that you can take your mask off outside. All this stuff is just, last time I checked, one thing's for sure, not everybody wants to get vaccinated.
Right.
So. Right. I mean, that's why, look, I'm not pressed to go back out. I mean, I know I'm protected, well, somewhat, but I still got to do my part. And I don't, there's a lot of things I don't miss. I mean, the only thing I miss is, the homies, like you say, CB,
right.
Like that, the fellowship. But the group I hung out with last week, everybody was vaccinated. I was the odd man out. But now, now we go from, quarantine parties to now, this the group of folks that you with that are vaccinated. And then, I don't know, I think this is going to be around for a while because the negligence is still there.
For sure. And you're right, though. A lot of people just really feel like, they're over it. They're ready for things to just get back to normal. But, the numbers still aren't going all the way away. Oh, no.
Here, he keeps the Tommy in the
Oh, no.
I can vouch. I when I first started at the company me and CB work at, I did get an email from Ian and it had a official signature on it. That was about 14 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't emailed you in a while. Like we pass out.
For A-Right, it's no stunt, but the firm is number 2 in the world at 4.3 billion. So you want to check those stats? By all means, you can.
He's quick. I do know. Hold on, let me set this up properly. Let me hold on. What we're on to next. So, okay, we wonder if E has a job. Well, we don't. He says he's number 2. His firm is number 2. But we know tonight he has one job to do. Every week. So now I've seen the pictures. I'm privy to this. I already have my answer, regardless to what E brings up. So, E set it up.
So real quick before you put it up, this was one of those things that it was like, do I do the whole, because the draft is on. I could have went to football kind of aspect of the house, but I decided to go the other route just in case that my Raiders, my Las Vegas Raiders, choose some bullshit, and I just want to turn the draft off for the rest of the night and focus on something good. And my Lakers are just acting like they don't want to even make the fucking playoffs. But anyway, is it just E? Is more of a I need you to rank the top 3 basketball movies out of these 8 that I have listed here. So I'll go down the line. You got Above the Rim, Sunset Park, Glory Road, Semi-Pro. Don't be mad at me. It's still a basketball movie. White Man Can't Jump. That's Love and Basketball. I think I'm missing one. That 8.
Oh, you know what? Space Jam was supposed to, I don't know. Space Jam didn't post. It was Space Jam is up there too. It's supposed to be on there. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe it's hidden. Okay, Space Jam is up there too. So just everybody pretend Space Jam is in there.
If they're listening to it, they have,
if they're listening to it, it's there.
No image of the screen.
If you're listening to the replay, yeah, Space Jam is up there. Just pretend. She said you're missing 2. See what you say, like Mike?
Because there's 6.
What she's going to see. It's see. No. This I knew this was coming, right? So the whole Cornbread Earl and me, like that's too damn old. The fish that say Pittsburgh, that shit is way too old. You know what I'm saying? Just right with Latifah and Common.
Mike, he left like Mike with Bow Wow.
It's not real. That is not real. We are not even entertaining that.
Air Bud.
Was it like I said, just right? Other love kind of basketball. Like we got enough with Love and Basketball. Everybody knows that every female is gonna pick Love and Basketball first for their top number 1 movie. So now that I've introduced that into this is what you get to pick from. If you don't like it, go watch somebody else's podcast that gives a damn.
CB, you rank him first. You went first. This is yours. You rank him.
So me first. I'm going Above the Rim. White Man Can't Jump. And then I gotta go with He Got Game, which I believe is on here as well. But
He Got Game is missing too.
That's the one that's the other one that we were missing.
Space Jam and We Got Game is missing.
I was about to say, man, how are you gonna take 2 of the ones that I have watched?
Not me. Shoot the production.
Right. Well, look, you're the one who gave me 30 movies to post.
Yeah, one shot.
You're right. Okay, so look, if there's anything that's missing, you can add it.
No, but so number 1 for me, Space Jam. Number 2, White Man Can't Jump. Number 3, He Got Game.
Nice. Juwanna, that's actually cool. Juwanna, Educated Queens is joining us, and you were on the Is It Just E segment. And E has given 8 movies that are supposed to be, 2 are missing, but favorite basketball movies, how would you rank them? So I want to go, and nobody said Sunset Park. Sunset Park was actually pretty dope. And you forgot Six Man. Six Man should have been up there too, with Marlon and Kadeem. But again, if we're talking realistic here, I'm gonna go.
I tried to keep it in a realistic house. Now, even the Semi-Pro is really based off of how that shit happened. Like, so let's get that down.
That's true. And then if you haven't noticed, there's probably 2 people have been in like a couple of these different movies. Woody Harrelson is in White Man Can't Jump and Semi-Pro.
Yeah,
he's just a token white dude that plays ball. And then what's my man? What's Tisha Campbell? Dwayne Martin is in Above the Rim and White Man Can't Jump.
Flying Willie.
Yeah. All right. So let me go. Coach Carter. That's Coach Carter. Shout out to Jessica. Coach Carter. Look,
that'll
where's like Mike? We already covered like Mike. That he said nobody's gonna put on Converse and dominate a game like that. Let's say Dr. J.
that part.
So my 3. All right, let me do this because I'm gonna do it right. He got game number 3. I'm just going off the code. He got game. White man can't jump. And I already told you, I knew what I was going to go with off the jump, no matter what. Loving basketball, number 1. That's for the lover in me. Double or nothing.
I'm gonna ask Ebony.
Why are we choosing?
Nah, it. First of all, like I said, even with the segment, it's
Kevin Hooks.
one of the things is with the segment, right? Like the interaction of how everybody thinks, right? Like it could just be me and I tell you what it is, but there's also some other ones I got coming down the line where the fellas have to do some home. I'm not.
Uh-oh.
I'm still gonna blast them for whatever they come up with. So, that's where we're at. So we got some new.
They Googling basketball movies over there. They just make a lot of stuff that we forgot.
No one ever saw that.
Listen, that's the whole point, right? Which is these if they don't come up already in mind, they were never really that relevant.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, with that said, shout out to everybody who's watching. Jessica, thank you for joining us. Remember, we was actually just talking about your episode a couple weeks ago. Thank you for joining us. And whoever's new, like and subscribe, do all that good stuff. And if you're just joining, you missed out on this right here. Greg came back on the show. The official pizza of the We Are Something Else podcast is now the DC Shot Pie. There's a lot more to come with that, a lot more details to come. But just know right now that you can go ahead and order the pizza and not use the discount code. But once we get the discount code, we're going to be posting it so you can get the 10% off of DC Shot Pie. And trust me, it'll be one of the best pizzas you ever had in your life. So right now, it's top tier for me. So let's get through some of these. What's this? Shout out to Mars. Finding Forrester. Sean Connery was in that movie. Like, what is Sean Connery did a basketball movie? I'm sure like this episode as well. There we go. So now we got all the business out the way. Jessica, there you go. Jessica, you still let me see. You're in the comments. There you go. Forgot about earbuds. So now I know you're there. Just look, let me see. Just in case you missed it, I'm gonna give you your cameo again, Jessica. Because that shoot was all right, we're back. Okay, look. Oh, let's do this. Let's go through it. I know somebody got something to say. One more piece of
Yo.
Watch Bravo. Look,
did you already put up the code? Your dad said he already got the code for the pizza. Did you put that up there? Like, damn it.
Oh, gee whiz. Everybody said they out.
The code is no pineapples.
No pineapples, right? Look, that's the best part of the show. All right, CB, let me do you right. Where we at? What we got this week, CB?
So we're talking about some Jordan 11 lows dropping on May 6th and 7th, we have they're calling them Bright Citrus. It's a women's release. So dudes, you know that if you're ordering, got to go up size and a half. And then there's the very icy Legend Blue colorway that these are dropping on the 7th. Both of them are going to be 185. There definitely plays on some previous silhouettes, some previous colorways from I think 2014 and 1995. So I'm not as much of a fan of the lows as I am of the higher cuts. You know, there's just something about a classic pair of like Concord 11s and everything. But the 11 in general, one of the, in my opinion, my favorite Jordan models. So can't go wrong with the lows. Can't go wrong with the lows.
The lows had to grow on me at first because I felt like these were supplementals to just because if you couldn't get the mids, you know, we're gonna put these out for you. And then the colorways were never really like the same colorways, but the Legend Blue colorway is probably it's the most mystique. There's mysterious about it because it's the hardest one to get a hold of. Like they those in the cool grays, but we know the cool grays are dropping this year. But we know the Legend Blue is one of those ones where it comes out to play every now and then, and when it does, we, you know, no matter what form you get it in, whether it's a low or mid, you got to go for it. So
get the L. That's what I get.
I'm prepared to take the L. Then let's talk about the citrus. The even the lady shoe is dope. But these are all white shoes, so you got to spray them. You got to keep them clean. But I'm prepared to take the L. So cop.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a cop. The crazy part is, like you said, the Legends is already just you can't go wrong with that. But them Citrus ones it's almost like you want that for that summertime shoe when you do step outside for about 20 seconds and then you go right back in the house. But it's like that's the shoe that I'm going outside to take with the palm trees in the back, act like I was actually out somewhere, and then I'm going right back in the house with them because I ain't trying to get them messed up. But yeah, I'm definitely copping and ready for 2 L's back to back.
Yep.
There's been a lot of restocks this week, and I caught the L on every single one of them.
Well, of course. I mean, of course. But I saw that you did get something. But I already know I'm foreshadowing what's to come here. So let's go ahead and get this for the soul cracking.
Yeah. So I was talking about how I've been catching hella L's on the sneakers app. So literally, a regular release, I have not gotten anything. Nothing so far in 2021. But I did get early access. And they came in this box.
Oh, come on, CB.
Because what I got
Damn it, man.
was the Legend Blue 11 lows. So these joints they're sick.
Wow.
And it was literally so funny because right before they did the announcement on sneakers that they were going to do early access for these, one of our homies was asking me if I was looking for these. And I was like, you know, I like them, but I don't know if it's like a must grab, but I like them. And then I get an alert from the sneakers app that I'm an early access person for these. And I was like, well, you know, I got to buy them. There's no way they're giving me early access and I'm not taking advantage of it. So these are super summertime, warm weather vibe, you know, got to spray them down before I wear them out anyway, though.
Clean. Gee. Okay. I see E reaching.
So I'm reaching for a box that everybody knows. I'm not about to do the whole assembly of this damn box, but however, in honor of one our and some good segments that we got coming up. I wanted to highlight that even
He's having a tough time in that dentist chair over there. So look, what we'll do, there we go. We'll come
How's
back.
he gonna do this to us?
We gotta do. Anyways, this is an easy way to back out. So I'll go. So I too. I've been sitting on these for a week or so. Everybody knows what that box is and what's inside.
University blue. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So with these joints right here. Uh-oh, did he come back in? Or he get out? See,
There he is.
what do you want me to do? I had to.
No. They don't want me to be great tonight. But
Okay. But yeah, University Blues. I didn't know they actually was yesterday official release or was it just
yeah.
Oh wow, I thought it was see, I didn't even know. If I had known I would have pulled my last week. Whatever. University Blue 4s.
The fact that you have them at all, people can still be mad. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, let them be mad. There we go. All right, E, let's give it another shot.
all right. So here we are. We already know
Wow.
That one, yeah, that one.
we know what it is, and actually, what a great since what you just this is to let you know that I both wear my shoes and I do not wear my shoes, right? Because everybody knows who has an official 4 that there's something that's always going to go wrong with your 4s, regardless of what you do. Spray them all you want.
Yep.
Boom. They're
Yep.
But you got to love the fact that you know that they get worn and
Yep.
what happens. So
There it is.
Shout out to actually wearing my 4s and not giving a damn that this is what they look like because, oh, by the way, there's a crease on the front of those. Now, again, we saw a cringeworthy where the dude was just like literally hopping on the Michael Jackson toes and when he gets his shoes. We're not saying we're not, first of all, we're not telling you to do that.
We don't condone that type of behavior.
However, definitely get you a pair of 4s. And again, it wasn't even planned. I didn't know that you was bringing out the Carolina 4s, but
Okay.
I low key brought these out, and I was like, I'm about to wear these.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hate that part about the 4, and it just happens over time. Like it's you cannot avoid it, and with all the technology, they still use that piece of I don't even if it's got to be like foam almost like a composite type of.
But it's
deal, but
it feels like it's like spray on paint though in that area though.
Yeah, and then no matter what, it just wears, and they haven't fixed that over the years. But you know what? 4 is still one of the best silhouettes. It sells no matter what, and yeah.
A-Right clowning E's internet connection, yo.
Yeah, Dallas.
Yo, she's been on fire all night.
Oh yeah. That's you know what? Again, appreciation. We appreciate everybody that chimes in and just joins the comments, just sits in with us, make the show fun. Again, let's go. We want to appreciate. We thank Grant. You know, the partnership is there. The official
Amazing.
pizza of the We Are Seven Us podcast, the DC Shop Pie. If you haven't heard of it, you will. But check them out on social media at the DC Shop Pie. They make Chicago deep dish pizza, and his take on it is amazing. And we are partnered up with Grant with the DC Shop Pie, with Grant and his family, everybody that works there. And we're going to be offering a lot coming up soon because of that. And we're going to start with the discount code. As soon as we get it, we're going to push it out. And you guys enjoy 10% off courtesy of the We Are Something Else podcast. And wrapping up, anybody got anything else to just
Hold on.
graph?
You're welcome, A-Right, for that 10% discount that we got you on that pizza, by the way.
There you go.
Football team just made their pick, drafted Jamin Davis. I think that's how you pronounce it. Linebacker out of Kentucky. I did watch a highlight tape 2 weeks ago. The boy can play. So I'm excited about that.
Dope. All right, y'all. We have something else.
Peace.
Peace.